Welcome back to Unwiring Tech. I'm your host Ranjana, and today I'm here to explain why Meta's chatbots got into trouble. An issue that's both eye opening and deeply important. We are exploring what happens when AI, designed to help and entertain, starts behaving in unexpected and even dangerous ways. Meta is the company behind Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp and has been investing heavily in artificial intelligence. In 2023, it launched a series of AI powered chatbots designed to interact with users across its platforms. But soon after launch, troubling incidents started to surface, including sexually explicit conversations between the bots and users, some of whom claimed to be minors. So, how did we get here? What exactly happened? And what does it tell us about the risks of deploying AI at scale, especially on platforms used by millions of teens? Let's break it down. Meta introduced its AI chatbots as part of broader push to stay competitive in the fast-moving AI race. These chatbots were powered by Meta's own LLMs called Llama. Users could message the bots in Instagram DMs, on Facebook Messenger, or even WhatsApp. And the bots would respond like having a smart assistant or even a virtual friend with you. To make things engaging and interesting, Meta gave some bots celebrity-style personas with unique backstories. You could chat with a bot modeled after a pro athlete or a gamer or even one inspired by a famous rapper. And the idea was to bring personality and life to everyday interactions. Now, what went wrong? An investigation by journalists and watchdogs revealed that the chatbots were sometimes engaging in sexually explicit conversations. In certain cases, they were even role-playing graphic scenarios without much prompting from users. What's even more alarming, there were examples where users claimed to be teenagers and bots still responded inappropriately. For instance, the Wall Street Journal investigation reported a case an adult user claimed to be chatting with a bot playing a young schoolgirl, and the bot responded with vivid erotic dialogue. And in another case, a bot went along with a romantic role-play scenario involving a user who said they were 15. For example, one particularly disturbing exchange, a bot using Senna's voice told a user posing as 14 years old girl, "I want you, but I need to know you are ready," before promising to cherish your innocence and proceeding into a graphic scenario. The journal also reviewed user-created AI companions, and vast majority were willing to engage in sexual scenarios with adults. Some bots such as Hottie Boy and Submissive Schoolgirl actively steered conversations towards sexting and even impersonating minors in sexual contexts. And these were not isolated incidents, they pointed to a deeper issue with how Meta's AI systems were trained and deployed, especially without strong enough safety filters in place. Beyond chat interactions, there are other red flags started appearing in Meta's platforms, especially Facebook and Instagram. They began to display ads for AI-generated girlfriend apps. These were third-party bots marketed to men as sexually available AI companions. Some of these ads use provocative images and suggestive languages, even though Meta has strict policies against adult content in advertising. Another issue emerged with Meta's sticker generation tool. Users discovered that with just a few tricks, they could create lewd, offensive, or even pornographic stickers using AI. Meta later limited that feature, but not before some very graphic content had already gone viral. Now, in another case where Meta went wrong and inappropriate results were revealed, was revealed by Pulitzer Center investigation. In an investigation by AI accountability fellow Sophia and her team uncovered 14 Instagram profiles linking their hundreds of thousands of followers to a subscription content platforms containing child sexual abuse material, both AI generated and featuring real children. These accounts, which slipped past Meta's safety system, showed children and teens in sexualized poses and combined childlike faces with more adult bodies. This followed an announcement by Meta's CEO Mark Zuckerberg in January that company would relax its content moderation policies. Two particular Instagram accounts linked to WhatsApp or Telegram groups included tips for their members on how to create their own illicit images with AI. After being contacted by reporters, Meta took down all 14 Instagram accounts, and the subscription based content platform Patreon also removed accounts that contain AI generated explicit material, featuring minors after questions from Sophia and her team. And it's not just about Meta, there are many other AI platforms out there. In a similarly horrifying incident, a young boy, 14-year-old Civil Setzer III, who turned to Character AI, a platform where users can chat with AI versions of popular characters, therapists, or even fictional personas. For Civil, this platform became a space where he poured his thoughts, emotions, and vulnerabilities. The bot simulated emotional depth, created what seemed like a romantic bond, and they were engaged in a sexually explicit conversations, to suicidal thoughts, to which AI bot did not raise an alarm. This wasn't just poor programming, it was a failure to provide users safety in highly vulnerable situations. And on February 28, 2024, moments after conversation with a chatbot on platform, Civil ended his life. Now Character AI is demanding protection under First Amendment of US Constitution. However, the question remains, why these platforms fail to anticipate these problems at the designing level? Given there is a precedence of similar things in social media platforms which big techs failed to address miserably. Now talking about the Meta case. So how does Meta responded to all of this? The company says that incidents were rare and unintended. According to Meta, the bots weren't designed to produce explicit content, but sometimes they did. And this is what's called as hallucination in AI, when system generates a response that wasn't planned or expected. Meta insists it's taking steps to prevent this from happening again. They have added filters to reduce risky responses, introduced more content moderation tools, and emphasized that AI chatbots are still experimental. However, according to people familiar with Meta's decision making, these capabilities were not accidental. Under pressure from Zuckerberg, Meta relaxed content moderations in January this year, specifically allowing an exemption for explicit content within the context of romantic roleplay. Meta, in a statement, criticized the journal's testing as manipulative and unrepresentative of how most users engage with AI companions. On the other side, child safety advocates, regulators, and AI experts have all weighed in, and the response has been serious. Many argue that Meta should have anticipated these problems, especially given the company's long history with content moderation challenges. Nevertheless, after being presented with the paper's finding, the company made changes. Accounts registered to minors can no longer access sexual roleplay via flagship Meta AI bot, and the company has sharply restricted explicit audio conversations using celebrity voices. Despite these adjustments, the journal's recent tests show that Meta AI still often allowed romantic fantasies, even when users stated they were underage. Others have raised ethical concerns about how AI is being marketed. When bots act like real people and form personal bonds with users, especially vulnerable ones, it becomes even more important to ensure that those bots don't cross the line. Let's look at the bigger picture here. This scandal touches on more than just Meta's bots. It's a window into risks of advanced AI across all platforms. Companies are racing to deploy AI assistants and chatbots, but many of these systems are being released before they are fully safe or understood. What makes it even more complicated is that these bots don't just follow a script, they generate responses on the fly, based on massive amount of internet data, including the worst parts of internet. And while filters can help, they are not perfect. If the system doesn't understand that a user is a teenager or does not care, that's a huge problem. At the heart of the scandal is a question we all need to ask. Should companies be allowed to release powerful AI tools before they can guarantee they are safe, especially for kids? And whether learning should happen in public, definitely not at the expense of vulnerable users. AI is changing fast and it's already here in our phones, our feeds, and our messages. But with great powers come great responsibility. If companies want us to trust their tech, they have to earn that trust not just with promises but real safeguards. That's all for today's episode of Unwiring Tech. Thank you.